Good morning. How are you doing today? I'd like to share a story that happened in my childhood. One day, my mom got the idea to go down on this country road and pick some blackberries. And they were all along the side of the road growing wild. And it was going to be a free dessert for that evening. We were going to have blackberry cobbler. So my mom asked me to go, and I rode along with her just to have something to do and keep her company. So we drove a little while, and we got to the blackberry patch. We got our buckets out, and we started picking blackberries. And a few minutes in, my mom spotted this baby skunk. It was so cute. It was just little. It was just a newborn baby. Just had its eyes open. And it had wandered out into the gravel road. So my mom gets all excited because she loves animals. And she loves to rescue animals. And she says, "Robin, how in the world should we take this baby skunk home? How should we catch it?" And I said, "Mama, don't be silly. Skunks spray and it's very stinky and you can't get that smell off for nothing." Well, she convinced me that it was my job to catch this baby skunk. And that this baby skunk was, of course, Robin, it's too little to be able to spray you. It doesn't have those scent glands grown yet. So I went to the car and I looked for something. She actually talked me into this. She had me believing that this little baby skunk couldn't do me any harm. And it would be great if we had a baby skunk to raise. We've never raised a skunk before. So I looked around in the car and I found my school book bag. Now, this wasn't a backpack like what children know today. It was a hard square leather box type bag with two handles, and it had a top that came together like this with a snap on the top to keep the top closed. And in my little brain, I thought this was the perfect thing to put this little baby skunk in, to be able to carry it home. So the little skunk wasn't moving very fast because it was brand new. And I went up to it and I picked up this baby skunk and I put it in this little book satchel. That's what we used to call them, was book satchels. And I closed the top, and about the time I closed the top, this baby skunk sprayed me to high heaven with the most god-awful smell you have ever smelled in your life. So I'm squealing. I'm telling my mom she was wrong. My mom was laughing like crazy. But we accomplished it. We got the skunk. So we went home and let me grab my coffee. We drove home and my mom was all proud that we got this baby skunk. It was the cutest little thing, black and white, just like you picture a skunk to be. Only it was just tiny. And it had the cutest little black eyes. My mom was thrilled with the fact that we rescued this baby skunk. Well, me, on the other hand, I'm sitting there with my book satchel in my lap, smelling like I don't know what. And I was so disgusted that I actually believed my mom and put trust in her opinion that this baby wasn't able to spray me, and it did. So we get home, and I'm just stomping around mad, and I can't believe, Mama, you made me do that. And she said, well, go take a shower. So I went and took a shower. Nope, that didn't help. The smell was all over me. It was in my nose. I couldn't get rid of it. So she went to the grocery store because she had heard that tomato juice would neutralize that smell. So she got home and she gave me like, I don't know, 10 bottles of tomato juice, and we put it in the bathtub, and I soaked myself down. I soaked my hair down. I sat for, I don't know, 30 minutes or so with this tomato juice all over me, and I'm grumbling every minute. I believe my mom would do that to me. So after the 30 minutes, I stood up and washed my hair with shampoo and washed my body with soap and got all that nasty tomato juice off me, and lo and behold, the smell was still there. My mom at this point didn't know what else to do, but she made me go outside. So my dad got home, and this was several hours later. My dad gets home from work, and I run out to tell him the story, and he stops me at about 10 feet away from him, and he says, "Oh, Robin, what in the world happened to you?" And I was like, Dad, we were trying to rescue this baby skunk, and it sprayed me. Well, I'm going to tell you, my dad was not happy with my mom. My dad was not happy with me. And they fed me dinner out on the back porch. They let me come in to sleep, but the next day I had to stay outside and play. And it literally took days for this smell to wear off, even though I was showering 2 or 3 times a day and trying to rid myself of this skunk smell. Well, my mom had put I'm going to back up a little bit, because my mom put the skunk in a dry fish aquarium that we had, and she set it on the kitchen counter where we could watch the baby skunk and interact with the baby skunk. And then one day, it wasn't too long, I'm going to say within the week, a game warden showed up, and he was talking to my mom about the fact that, this was a wildlife creature, and we could not keep it as a pet, that there were restrictions for that. Well, my brother walked up to the container in the aquarium where the skunk was, and my brother looked at the man and said, "Watch what he can do." And my brother tapped on the glass, and the little skunk started dancing like this, that my brother thought was so cute. He was putting his little paws up and down like this, and that game warden ran out of the house with the 3 of us right behind him. And we were like, what in the world was wrong with the game warden? Well, he explained to us after, he had reached a point of safety, that that's the signal they give just before they spray something. So we all started laughing, and we let the little skunk calm down. And I don't know if it was an hour or so, 30 minutes to an hour. You know how children don't really have an exact scope of time or realization of time. So it was a few minutes anyway before the game warden went back into the house, and he picked the aquarium up after we said our goodbyes to the baby skunk. And he picked the aquarium up and he put it in the back of his truck. And the little skunk was safe and sound and couldn't escape. He had a cage that he could put the aquarium in, so it was an enclosed fixture in the back of his truck. And off went the little skunk. But let me tell you, that was a life lesson. So if anybody ever tries to tell you that baby skunks are too young to spray, they're wrong. Have them contact me. Because it took me a good 10 days to get that smell off my body. I had to throw away my clothes. I had to get new shoes. And it was an exciting time, I have to say. It was exciting. It wasn't boring. But for those of you who are trying to rescue a wild animal, be sure to know the facts of what that wild animal is capable of doing, and always contact some person of authority to see whether or not you're legally able to keep this wild animal. I want to thank you for watching. I would ask that you like this video, comment from where you're watching. The comments help spread the video out to other viewers. And please subscribe and help my channel grow. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video.